Hey everybody, Chef Jim here, and here's what we're doing today. I want to share with you one of my favorite hobbies, making my own bacon from scratch. So I'm going to do this in a series of short videos so that you can see all the simple steps there is to actually making this dish. Check out our next steps. This is what we got to do to get our bacon started, all right? We're going to make our cure right now. So cures are mainly salt and sugar. So I got about 8 ounces of sugar here of a nice granulated sugar, and I like to use brown sugar as well for an intense flavor. But here we have is kosher salt. We have about 7 ounces of that. That's going in. All right, sugars. As far as flavoring, you can flavor bacon lots of different ways. The type of bacon that I'm making right now is a black pepper bourbon bacon. I also add a little bit of pink salt or curing salt. This is optional, but it really helps retain the flavor and the color of the pork. All right, I got some ground up black pepper here. That's about 6 ounces. All right, and we can start, just kind of get it evenly mixed. All right, and then right at the end I add my bourbon. All right, makes like a little wet cure, and then we're gonna dip the pork in this after we do the butchering process. Let me get started on this and then show you guys how to butcher the pork. Now it's time to talk about the protein in our bacon recipe today, and it's pork belly to be specific. I got this pork belly from a local wholesale meat market. Sometimes if you call them up, they will let you pay cash or credit and pick it up at a will call counter, or just talk to your local butcher and see if they have it available as well. So these are, I have 2 of them. They're about 10 pounds a piece. Obviously really kind of big and hard to work with in this space that I have here. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys how to butcher the pork. I'm just gonna take it into more manageable sizes for me. Me at home here, I don't have you know, a large slicer once we finish this process to get those long, nice strips. Let's see the bacon right there. So when I make this, I cut it down into nice 1-pound pieces, just kind of dividing everything in half, you know, and I go half again, and half again. It gives us some nice, even bacon, and then once we smoke it, they're going to shrink a little bit. It makes it nice and easy for me to slice at home with my knife. And here's how we apply the curing process. So we kind of just rub the pork in there, get it all nice and coated, and then we're going to pack these for the next 3 or 4 days. And every day I'm going to turn these and mix them around, mix the bag around. I'm going to put them in a Ziploc bag. All right, that way the cure gets evenly distributed. Boy, yeah, you can smell that black pepper and bourbon in there. It's going to be really sweet. All right, so what happens, 3 to 4 days, we're going to take these out. We're going to rinse them a little bit, and I'll show you guys the process and how to start the smoke. All right, guys, we need to talk wood for a second here. We use a hardwood that's very neutral in flavor for the actual heat when we're smoking using a hot smoker. So this is California oak. I'm in California, so we're using a local wood, but oak is very commonly used as the base wood in barbecue, also very mildly flavored fruit woods as well. So for me, for my flavor today, I'm actually using cherry wood, and you can buy this at any hardware store, and even grocery stores have them. All right, so we soak the wood chips, keep them wet, so that way they burn and smolder and create that nice perfumey smoke. For today's flavor, we're using the hardwood oak for the heat, and then this fruit wood is actually cherry wood, and I've got some local apple chunks that I've soaked in water as well. Now we're going to talk about something very important. That's time and temperature. Okay, I'm using a sidecar wood-burning smoker here. The key to good barbecue is slow and low. So you want the temperature for your heat to be right around 200 degrees for a nice even smoke. All right. The way to control the smoke and the fire is using the dampers and the ventilation of the smoker to control how hot or cold. I will have to add a little bit of wood to this throughout the process to keep the temperature consistent. All right. We got the bacon in there right now. As you can see, we have space in between so it gets a nice even smoke. At 200 degrees, roughly about 2 hours. We'll be at 155 degrees or so for pork, and you want to use a digital read thermometer to check it. Once you hit 150, 155, you can pull the bacon out and let it cool. All right, let's talk about the smoke flavor a little bit. We got our wood burning right now. If you don't have one of these fancy wood chip boxes here, you can even just use a little heavy-duty aluminum foil to put our wet wood chips in there. We're going to put that right on the fire. All right, and that's going to create that nice flavor from the cherry wood. So for now, we're just going to let it do its magic. A couple hours, our bacon's been in the smoker right around 200 degrees. We check the temperature of the pork belly, and it's about 155 degrees, so it's done. It's finished. As you can see, a nice even smoke coming out of there, so it's had lots of time to infuse the flavor of the cherry and wood and oak. Let's take a look how it came out. Oh yeah, look at that. See the beautiful color, nice and even all the way around. All right, I'm gonna get these out of here. We're gonna let them sit at room temperature for about an hour, and I'm gonna refrigerate them overnight. Okay, and that'll make it real easy to slice tomorrow. And then we get to do the fun part. I'm gonna bring in a special guest. World famous bacon inspector will be joining us to see how we did. Now the fun part. This is what the bacon looks like the next day after it's been refrigerated overnight. I like the size of the chunks of bacon that we made because I can use my knife to easily slice them here at home. As far as cooking goes, I use the cast iron skillet. That's my favorite, but you can also bake them in the oven for great results as well. And then, as promised, I brought in a special guest today, our chief executive bacon taster. My son Andrew's going to give us his opinion on his first taste of the new batch.
Five out of 5.
Thanks. Hey everybody, thanks for joining me and partaking in one of my hobbies. I hope you enjoy it, and I'll see you soon.